is he going to start this thing, or are we going to start?
You are, and we'll pull you in.
All right, so just pull him in and we'll shut up.
You gonna dance? Bring it. Bring it.
Back in the room.
Bring it on, huh?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
My name is John Crabb, and this is
John Hunter.
And we are proud business advisors for the Prison Entrepreneurship Program. And John is the one that got me involved. John, how long have you been doing this?
About 12, 13 years. Read an article in Texas Monthly a long time ago about this young woman that started a program to instill the entrepreneurial spirit in guys who were ready to come out of prison and move on with their lives. And so just out of curiosity, I showed up, and the hook was set. You got to watch people transform their lives and all the incredible results that have come out of this program.
Well, and speaking of showing up, about 6 years ago, John said, you need to come to prison and get in the car and trust me. And so it's been 6 years and probably the most inspiring thing I've ever done. And we want to introduce Brian Kelly, who is CEO.
Brian Kelly, where's he at?
He's right here somewhere. Oh, do you want a mic, Brian?
I'll go look for him. I love a mic.
Come on.
You know me and a mic. Yeah, you know I want a mic.
Oh, I know you love
Hi, everybody. Brian Kelly, CEO of the amazing Prison Entrepreneurship Program. We are going to showcase some incredible entrepreneurs tonight. I've been in on their practice sessions. They are going to shine. But you know what? There are so many, hundreds, thousands of guys coming behind them that are going to be ready for this stage coming up. Guys, are you out there getting ready? You think they're getting ready?
I think so. The noise is starting to pick up, and the people are in the room now.
Does that mean it's going down? It's
going
game
down.
on?
Game on.
Game on, dude.
Well, look, I've got somebody I want to introduce, and it's amazing who you will meet in prison sometimes. Will you come over here and let me introduce you? I ran into State Representative Carl Sherman in prison one day, and look, now he's showing up at the event here tonight. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Brian Kelly. Thank you for your leadership. Certainly it's been very thoughtful and transformational in the lives of those individuals that are our returning citizens, and just so grateful for your leadership. The economic impact that you bring to the market, and looking at the Brookings report, certainly their earnings potential is not optimistic, and I would say that no one is bullish on the prospects of them earning. But what PEP is doing is transformational for not only those individuals, but their families as well. I was excited about last time I was with you in Dallas. It was a wonderful program seeing those entrepreneurs speak before investment bankers, venture capitalists, angel investors, market makers, and just exciting seeing them invest in them, because it said more than just giving them capital, but it was investing in them in their trust. And that's huge. In politics, that's what we have to depend on, is the constituents trusting us. And so you showed them that the real capital is really them living their word and living up to what their business plan says they're going to do.
Well, Rep, coming from you, that's high praise, and I know you are a champion for criminal justice reform. Any updates on things that are going on right now? What are you working on right now to help change this problem that we've got in our country?
Well, you know, that is where my heart is. Jesus says in Matthew 25:35 that, you know, when he comes back, he's got 5 things he's going to ask. He says, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was sick, you visited me. When I was naked, you clothed me. When I was in prison, you came and visited me. And so we've got much work to do there. I'm excited about being, you know, a former mayor. I was excited about our city being the first city in the nation to have body cams for all of its police officers. And now, as an appropriator, I serve on appropriations and corrections. I've been able to get a rider in for a few $1 million to get body cams for our 20,000 correctional officers, because drugs aren't coming in by way of the individuals, they're coming in through the staff. So we've got to do something to protect the integrity of our prison system.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the hard work
And I
that
can
you
go
do.
on and on. So
I know you can. I know you've got a little preacher and you give you a microphone. I know where you go. Look, we've got a program to do, and so I'm going to hand this back over to you. I got to go grab this other mic.
Well, yeah, I wish you had more enthusiasm. Okay,
I'll
try to. I guess we're back on.
It appears. It appears. Hey, there we go.
Hey,
One of our
why don't-
favorite guys. Oh, and we got
Why
more.
don't
Come
we?
on. How y'all doing?
Hey,
Are y'all
hey.
famous?
No,
Sure.
we are not famous
Sure.
at all.
Are you a
No.
sports star? Do I know
Sure. Yeah, sure. You know, I'm
Hey,
lying.
we got to get back on the stick.
you? I'm done.
Don't tell anyone. But you're on live. You know that?
Good Lord.
Yeah. Anyway.
Come on,
But
Lisa.
thank you, Don. We got to fill some time.
Oh, we got
Anyway, I want to talk about recidivism.
Talk about
And
recidivism.
one of the things that I love most about the
Before
program.
you get into recidivism,
Oh, hey.
let's talk to these guys, because y'all are both winners
see,
in last year's in the
2019,
in the
yes, sir.
2019
Yeah, we're
business
really
plan
excited to be here.
competition.
Hey, and I
He's the winner.
apologize. You were supposed to be here.
Well, I'm supposed to be
well,
in
yeah.
Florida.
Yes, this is
Well,
all good.
Well, you know, it's hard to find good help, and he just, I don't know, he just didn't know. But anyhow, yeah.
I didn't. I don't follow things nor to see, but you got lucky.
How's the how are your businesses doing since you got that shot of
We've
capital?
skyrocketed, man. With you guys, with Entree's help, we've really skyrocketed. We got the loan, and then we went and bought 2 new trucks, and that really, really helped us grow our business, man. So, and then it came at the opportune time. So since then, you know, oil's picked back up, and everything's booming. So I mean, it couldn't have gone any better for us.
Well, it was an exciting story to hear, and I'm excited you're here, and you can see about transformation. So, hats
Sir.
off, hats
Hey,
off,
thank
as
you.
well as you.
I'm excited to be
my
here.
business wasn't established like his business was. His business was already going, so it made it real easier for him to just pump money in. And mine, I had to start from the ground up, so it's taken me a lot longer with all the things that I've had to go through with the COVID, health issues, and a lot of other things, mostly the COVID issue, and everything being shut down has completely put me behind schedule on building anything, and the cost of everything is crazy right now. But now I've gotten all my infrastructure part of it, my septics and all those kind of
All
things.
right.
I've gotten all that in. So
Hey, I'll tell you one quick thing. I'm really, really excited, man, because one of the guys presenting tonight is a Class 8 brother of mine. So, I mean, it's just really, really exciting to see somebody that I know personally from the inside out here and about to do his thing. So I'm going to go catch my seat and to make sure I
It's
catch
great
that
to be in the
person.
audience this year, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
You're not as nervous.
No,
you did
not-
such a
nowhere
good
near
job.
I just
Thank
want
you,
to
guys.
say,
Thank
without
you for
Entree
coming
Capital,
over.
None of this would have happened for us. I would never have been able to start my business or any of that, or never gotten any kind of loan like this. It's crazy. Entree Capital has done this, and it's amazing. I mean, it's something we can look forward to now. We have the opportunities now where we didn't have that opportunity before. Nobody's given us that opportunity. And then with Entree's Capital help, now we have gotten the opportunity. And it's an amazing thing that now everybody has this opportunity that they didn't have before.
Well,
The
thank
guys
you
inside-
so much.
Yeah. All right.
Great to hear your
Hey,
story.
guys.
Congratulations.
Hey, camera.
Ryan.
See you later.
Hey, hey, and
I'm not really drunk.
Hey, and one thing that we wanted to say is thank you for our main sponsor, and that's Capital One. This wouldn't have happened, and I want to thank one other person, if he would come over here, Mr. Brandon Green. Things don't happen; they happen for a reason, and this guy puts in sweat equity, and He is one of my favorite people. Thank you for doing all you do.
Well, I love doing it. I'm a PEP graduate. I graduated in December 2016, and I have a schedule here for this live stream, and my name was not on this schedule.
Well,
I don't know why you
your
brought
name
me
is
on
on mine. It's on my schedule.
Okay,
Because
okay. That's
we,
fine.
we want to
That's
thank
fine.
you.
Well,
You're on our list.
Yep, you didn't know it, but you are now.
yeah. Well, these are two amazing volunteers. They've done so much for PEP. John Hunter was a volunteer when I was inside of prison. He came in. He evaluated my business plan. I met John Krabs shortly after that, and we couldn't have had two better guys come and represent one of PEP's main 10 driving values, which is fun. So guys,
Amen.
Let's have some fun.
We are having fun. But it's fun speaking of fun, to talk about recidivism. And the recidivism rate, typically average in the country, is what, about 45 to 60, John? You're not good with numbers, but I think that's right.
I'm not.
Right.
Somewhere between 50 and 70%, I believe. But yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And with the program over the last 15 years, the average has been 7. So that's the stat that I love to talk about. And the other one is about being employed. Can you help share what that is, John?
It's incredible. The guys have averaged 100% employment over 90 days after they leave prison. And I think one of those reasons is that the ones that have not started business, the guys who haven't had a chance to start business yet and have a chance to prove their entrepreneurial skills, are also entrepreneurs. And that means that they understand more about business than the average employee does. So they're able to make bigger contributions to businesses. So if any of you guys out there are looking for a great employee, somebody that would come in and help you build your business, these are the guys to hire.
And one thing I might want to mention, you'll hear more about it, but it's called the East End Maker Hub. And it is a 300,000 square foot monster of a warehouse that used to be Baker Hughes, and it's been transformed into an entrepreneurial hub for people like PEP, and we're actually in the process of building out 7,000 square feet, and it's going to be amazing. You've been there, right? Not yet?
I haven't yet, but
we got to get you there.
Well, I'm going to get there, but I believe we have somebody that would, this would keep the folks out there from having to listen to you and me.
Oh, exactly.
As much.
Come on in.
Yeah, come on, Dave.
Absolutely.
Hop right in there, Dave. Right
David,
in the middle,
how are
if
you,
you would.
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
David is in my private study for the last 15 years.
That's absolutely right.
And we thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here. This is a great cause.
Thank
So
you.
happy to see Brian at a recent city council meeting and receive a proclamation for this great ministry, and I'm already in.
Good. Well, we heard it went well, and we love the city council. Love to get the
Thanks.
city involved.
Well, I'm a big fan already, so call on me when I can help you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for
bet.
stopping by. All right.
Whoops, come on in. Sorry there.
No problem at all.
All right. Well, John, do you want to talk more about the East End Maker Hub, or are there some other things that we should chat about?
I think we ought to chat a little bit about how well the organization has responded to the pandemic and how they've kept the classes going in spite of the fact that we couldn't visit and be part of the business plan tune-ups, if you will. But nonetheless, they've just continued to move forward, and guys are graduating and moving back into society, reentering.
And one thing I want to apologize about is his shirt. And it's amazing we have the same shirt on, but it wasn't planned. It's not a PEP shirt, right, John?
It's not. It's just a slip up on my part that I ended
yeah.
up wearing the same thing as him. But forgive me.
It's okay. But you have to. We get once the prison opens back up. I can't wait. I've missed going to prison. But you get a get in jail free card. Tell them about that, John.
You do get a get in jail free card, so it's one of the best experiences you're ever going to have in your life if you will use that card. You're going to get to meet guys who have made huge changes in their lives, and we as volunteers get to watch that transformation, get to watch those changes. Again, get a card. Come on down.
Well, and I don't want to steal the thunder, but I didn't know what to expect when I came, and it's literally like a pep rally. A lot of high fives and a lot of hugging and a lot of singing, and there's actually dancing. And as John said, to see the transformation from day one when they're just thinking about a business plan and really don't know exactly what they're going to do, to at the end, after 9 months, these presentations I'd put up in front of venture capital friends of mine. They're that good with the numbers, the marketing, and how they present. It's just unbelievable.
Impressive. It is. And while we're talking about reentry, let's just grab this guy.
Oh yeah,
Make
hey,
him come out.
Come on,
Hey,
come
you,
on.
come here.
We need you on. Let's go.
Come on out
Let's
here.
go. This is a recent graduate. We're working with him in his business. He is one of the coolest dudes I have ever met. And his name is?
Stephen Gutterud with 68 Degrees HVAC.
Well, good for you. 68 degrees, what does that mean?
It means I keep your house 68 degrees. I
Very-
keep you comfortable.
Very good, very good. And how long have you had your business?
For 10 years now.
Wow.
10
wow.
years.
And what was your experience with PEP? Or and is your experience with PEP?
PEP gave me so much. Taught me about character, taught me about business, taught me about leadership, introduced me to great guys like yourself, and it just keeps going. And I'm finally in a position where I give back to the program, and it's just an amazing, it's an amazing circle of life, man.
Well, what are the two best things in terms of your skill set based on the program that you came out with and you took advantage of in your business?
Character and confidence.
That's great.
I always knew I was able to speak to people. I never met a stranger, but I had never had to get up in front of a room of people and give a pitch about a business. Now I'm not scared when I go in and talk to somebody about getting their AC work, whether it's a big contract or not. And more importantly, if it wasn't for the character they taught me, I don't think that I'd be enjoying it as much as I am. Yeah. So character and confidence by far.
Well, and I can speak because I am a client of his, and the service level and the character and all his technicians are singing on the same page, and I love 68 Degrees. What a great name.
Awesome.
What a great name.
Awesome.
Yeah, because you keep me comfortable.
I do. I keep you comfortable. I keep John comfortable. I keep John and
well,
John
and it's
comfortable.
hard to keep him comfortable.
Yeah.
I've worked at it for years, but you look comfortable, John.
Yeah, I feel good tonight.
Right.
And even though this is the first time I've ever done anything like this, we're having a blast here.
Yeah. Well,
Wish y'all were all here with us.
Well, I feel like I'm interviewing in the Academy Awards, so I wanted to know, who are you wearing tonight? Where did you get your tie and your shirt?
This is actually a family heirloom.
Yes.
From Beth. This is Beth's grandfather's. It's got a matching belt buckle. This is actually what I'm going to wear on my wedding too. We got bolos for everybody.
You're getting married.
Getting married to my better half right there.
Hang on,
Yes.
you keep going.
Okay.
Come on. You're going to get on camera. Let's go. This is the most extraordinary woman. Steve is out of his league.
Yeah.
Come on, Beth.
Definitely out of my league.
Hey, we're all family here.
Yes, we are.
We have fun.
Hey guys.
So
how's
what do
it
you
going?
think about this program?
Oh, I think it's great. Great company, great causes, great people, great passions. I'm just happy to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My
Thank you.
pleasure.
Anyway, I guess we go
Thank
quietly,
y'all.
but thank you all.
Thanks, guys.
It's been great fun.
A Zoom call, can you believe it? It is so great. I know, let's clap for that. I may ask you to get on one tomorrow, but that's okay. Tonight, we're going to have fun. We're going to chill. We are going to have a great time. We're going to showcase some amazing second chance entrepreneurs. And we're going to have fun as a community, as a family. My name is Brian Kelly. I'm honored to serve as the CEO of the Prison Entrepreneurship Program. I asked Steve to seed that applause for me. Way to go. At PEP, we start every large meeting, every classroom session, every group meeting in the proper way. We start with a prayer. And so I have asked our board chair, Mr. Pat Gocher, if he would come open us up with a prayer before we get started.
Good evening and welcome. As Brian said, that is a tradition, and it is not done in a haphazard way, and it's done consistently because we know where our success and our future rests, our present rests. And so with that in mind, let's pray. Dear God, our Father and our Savior and our companion on the way, we come before you with grateful hearts for this moment in time. Each one of us is here by your divine appointment this evening. I pray that we each lean into why that is and what that's about. We ask for continued guidance for the PEP staff, volunteers, our donors and investors, and the board on this journey to touch, serve, and transform lives. Those of men that we serve who are seeking a startup life, their families that seek renewed hope and relationships, and a society that thirsts for grace, peace, hope, love, and joy. Lord, little do we expect that it is our lives that will be transformed in this experience as well. Yes, our lives. We marvel at how you gift us in these relationships with the least of these, and we thank you for it. Now, Lord, issue a quiet and clear invitation to those in this room that you are preparing to join us on this grand journey. Make our vision crystal clear to all, the mission inspired and inspiring, and open wide our hearts, our minds, and our bounty to this great purpose, to join together in carrying out your divine calling to visit the prisoners as we were instructed to do so. And in so doing, we will have visited you. And finally, we commit ourselves to be your instruments, Lord, in this redemptive undertaking. That is truly your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Bless us with your presence this evening and in all the days of all the lives of all that are gathered. We thank you, Lord, for hearing our prayers and providing your incredible leadership that PEP experiences and acknowledges day in and day out. We give you all the praise and thank you for what you have in store for PEP and each one of us. We pray these things in your name. Amen. I am standing here as but one person, as part of an army, a force that includes the men that we serve and that we've served over the years, our management team, our staff, our incredibly focused and engaged volunteers, and our governance board. All of these have been involved in some fashion or the other in preparation for this evening. And on behalf of all of those, I want to extend you a warm welcome. Know of our gratitude for joining us on this very, very special evening in the life of PEP, and we anticipate your own. Scripture instructs us that without vision, the people perish. Without mission, the people lose their way. I want you to know that PEP is on a mission to realize an amazing vision: the redemption of lives, the transformation of lives. More than telling you about it, you're going to get to see it this evening. Consider this evening as your personal invitation to join us on this journey. To accept this invitation is truly a high-stakes proposition, for in so doing, it will change your life. Yes, your life. Will it change the lives of the men and the families who we touch? Absolutely. But mark my words, join us on the journey, and it will change yours as well. And know this, we are very confident and comfortable in asking you to share your bounty with us, because here's what we know, here's what you know, is we're not asking for anything, we're offering something. We are offering you an opportunity an opportunity to be engaged, an opportunity to sense and see transformation. You just don't get that easily in the hurry, workaday world we are in, to see transformation occurring. Therefore, we are indeed blessed to have that opportunity. Because the other thing about it too is when you make an investment in PEP, you are guaranteed rich and rewarding and meaningful returns. So we find ourselves at this point in a new day where you can literally now invest in things that stir your heart as well as give to them philanthropically. We have both opportunities in our particular experience that we will talk with you about. I would say to you that PEP is literally the opportunity of a lifetime for the men we serve. Or maybe said better, the opportunity for a meaningful lifetime. And I would say it is also the opportunity of a lifetime for you to join us, as I said, in this mission, remembering that this is how it works in God's economy when we do it for the least of these. So, again, thank you for joining us this evening. So grateful that you're here. I have a number of people to present and to bring your attention to this evening. And by the way, I just saw this clock. I didn't even pay attention to it. First of all, I want to recognize our event sponsors, which are somewhere out here, I think, on one of those standards. And we will talk more about them in a while. Telepson is our program sponsor. Amerisource is our pitch sponsor. Our Friends of PEP sponsor is Kirkland & Ellis. Our People's Choice sponsor is Gringos. And our live stream sponsor is appropriately Capital One, upon which I should say to you, what do you have in your wallet? Now, each of those sponsors, we are so grateful for that. We expect that to be a growing group of sponsors, including possibly some of you in this room that represent organizations in the future. I also want to recognize our table sponsors this evening. And they are Cameron Management, Urban Reform, Entree Capital, Golden Section Ventures, Hasty Awards, Intex Flooring, Michael Humphrey, Refined Technologies, and Rodrigo Jimenez, Rodrigo Jimenez, and finally, Stand Together. To all of those sponsors and to the table sponsors, let's give everybody a hand, please. Last but certainly not least, I want to introduce you very briefly to our board of directors. I want you to know there's a difference between a board and a working board, and each one of our board members could tell you that difference because they've been on both, and this one is the latter. I can tell you roughly that our board members, there are 10 members of the board, probably spend around 2,000 to 3,000 hours a year. Not a few hours a month, 2,000 to 3,000 hours a year combined in doing things, not simply telling people to do things, but involved in actual doing things to make PEP what it is. And I will ask them to stand as I call their name out, hold your applause, and we will do that in a moment. First is Nancy White. And then Mike Humphrey, Mike Coffey, Dougal Cameron, Oliver Bell, Charles Blaine, Roger Manny, Steve Hausman, and Bob Barkley. Please, let's give our board a hand. Thank you. Cheers.
It says in the Word of God that if you see a man who is faithful in what he does, he will stand before kings and not mere men. And I feel like that guy tonight. I feel like I'm standing before kings. I'm just not. I don't know. This is a special night for me. I've been looking forward to it for a long time. And this is the perfect group to show up tonight. I'm so proud of everybody that came in, and I'm so proud to just be in this family, to be focused on our mission and our vision to change somebody. But look, it's not just me. I promise you, it's not just me. You just heard from our board members. They are a working board. They are incredible. They are mentors, advisors, counselors, rolled up sleeves, diving in, helping out, sharing their experience, strength, and hope in everything we do. But as you came in today, you also recognize, I hope, some people who have orange badges like me, and they're my staff. We have 30 people on staff with PEP, 75% of which have done some prison time. This is a by us, for us. They understand what's needed. They understand what's palatable. They understand how to cajole and encourage and lift up and edify, and it's amazing. I get too much of the credit, and it's so many of my staff that are doing the hard work. Can we give it up for my staff right now? We also have some dignitaries in the audience today, and I just want to recognize them because they're all doing great work. They're all fighting the good fight, championing great causes. Let me start with State Representative Lacey Hull, who did a state resolution recognizing PEP not too long ago. Thank you, Lacey, so much. State Representative James White, I haven't seen you yet. Mr. Chairman White here? Could not make it, I guess. Okay. I do know that State Representative Carl Sherman is here. Carl, I saw you somewhere. Thank you so much. Also, Houston Council member Sally Alcorn just recently had a proclamation made recognizing PEP. As a matter of fact, she brought it to me tonight. She wanted to recognize the good work of PEP. And I got to jump onto a Zoom call with the city council, and it is amazing the response that I got. It poured out, and everybody wanted to come to the event tonight. I have several of you here, so I'm just going to name you, and we'll give you some applause at the end. Tiffany Thomas, Dave Martin, Tarsha Jackson, David Robinson. Thank you so much for what you're doing for our community. We have Dan Davis from the Manville City Council. Apparently we're caring about this out in the outreaches, right? And somebody really special that I want to recognize tonight, Warden Pete Coffin. Where are you at? Warden Coffin didn't make it tonight? Oh, I was hoping he could be here, but he is the warden at the unit that we run the program at up here in Cleveland, Texas, and he is absolutely amazing. We also work at a unit just south of Dallas as Warden Treon. The way they work with us is amazing. TDCJ, Brian Collier, everybody in the agency have been absolutely amazing and helped make PEP who they are. It's been 17 years running, an incredible relationship. Can we give it up for our partner, TDCJ? We actually had a dignitary that wanted to be here tonight but could not, but he wanted to send a message. Brother Brandon does not have our video. I'm blaming that on you. Senator Cornyn sent us a video tonight, and it was very touching, and he couldn't be here. But we did get his aide, Mr. Guerrero. Thank you so much for showing up and representing the senator. I want to frame up PP just a little bit to kind of set the stage. We've been in existence for a little over 17 years. We have some amazing outcomes that nobody in the country can touch. We have outcomes. We're not just a service provider. We're providing outcomes. We're providing changed lives. We've had about 3,000 graduates of our program. We've touched about 5,000 with at least part of the program. We've had over 600 businesses started by returning citizens. How amazing is that? Many of those, somewhere in the neighborhood of 20, had $1 million revenues last year. So there are some pretty substantial businesses. This is not just a small thing. It's huge. We have had 100% employment within 90 days for 10 years straight. The national average on that is 60% of released felons don't have a job in 6 months. Do you see the difference we're making? Our guys are getting a job at an average about 22, 23 days. Right now it's about $13 an hour starting wage, but we track everything. We build, measure, learn. It's all about data for us. We want to see what's effective. What are we doing well? What are we not doing well? What can we change? We're tracking wages. You know, at the 3-year mark, our guys on average are making $50,000 a year. Because of that increased earning potential through entrepreneurship and then the tools they learn in entrepreneurship that they might apply at the workplace, it translates into stable housing. From our survey work, we found that 42% of our graduates own their own home at the 3-year mark post-release. Come on, somebody. That's just absolutely amazing. So we've done a great job of helping guys turn their lives around, giving them a vision, surround them with a community that will help them figure out that new path in life. They take the character that they have learned inside of PEP, the new tool belt that they have, and they get out and they do amazing things. But we still have found many obstacles for our returning citizens. Arnold Ventures said that there are 44,000 barriers to reentry for somebody getting out. 44,000 barriers. A lot of that's in licensing. But it is tough. It's tough to get a car, transportation, house, job, reconnecting with family, getting all of the things that you need to do immediately when you get out. When you get out with $50 in a bus ticket, you've got 5 meals to get your life right. That's tough. And I know because I've done it myself. It's amazingly difficult. But with a community like this wrapped around, it's a guaranteed win. Now, we found that one of those barriers to entry, to re-entry, especially into launching your business, is funding. Most of our guys don't have a positive banking history, if any banking history. And so going to obtain capital as an ex-felon is remarkably difficult. We recognize the need to have our own bank, our lending arm, Entree Capital. And I have got a couple of the architects here tonight who would love to talk to you about what that looks like, because we launched our lending arm, Entree Capital, a little over a year ago, and it's had amazing early returns. Roger, you're managing director of Entree Capital. Would you come up here and talk to us a little bit about what that looked like, how we got that started, your banking history, who's on that team? I think that you're going to be blown away at the sophistication level of Entree Capital. Thank you, Roger.
Thank you, Brian. And many thanks to all of you who are here with us tonight, both attending in person and those online at one of the watch parties. You know, fellow PEP board member Steve Hausman and I were chatting one day after a board meeting, and we were talking about all of the obstacles that PEP graduates have in starting their own businesses. And it seems like a lot of them struggled with sort of the same issues. One, as Brian said, they have trouble securing credit. Two, they have trouble keeping up with their books and records. Three, they had a lot of trouble just furthering their business education, having the right courses to take. And lastly, they seem to struggle getting consistent professional business advice along the way to help them out. So Steve tossed out this great idea. He said, hey, we should form a CDFI, a Community Development Financial Institution, to help these guys meet their challenges. So what is a CDFI? Well, a CDFI is a financial organization that's certified by the U.S. Treasury Department, and it's allowed to make loans, but it's not allowed to accept deposits. CDFI loans are funded by private donations, private loans, bank loans, and occasionally government grants. There's a catch, though. The Treasury Department insists that all of your loans need to be extended to people groups that are economically challenged or financially underserved. So obviously, as Brian mentioned, who can think of a people group that's more financially underserved than returning citizens attempting to start their business? So Steve quickly got the ball rolling. He formed Entree Capital LLC, registered it with the state, flew to Washington, D.C., met with some regulators, attended the National CDFI conference, and got it all set up. And the next thing he did was gifted Entree to PEP as a wholly owned subsidiary. Now, there's a little bit of an ulterior motive there, because when Entree was gifted to PEP as a subsidiary, we were able to take the CFO of PEP, Tim Hamilton, and also make him the CFO of Entree, so as if he needed, yet another day job. So the next thing I know, Steve and I are having lunch, and he reaches in his pocket and he pulls out a stack of business cards and he slides it across the table at me. And of course, it had Entree Capital's logo in one corner and my name in the other, and said, "We're in business, partner, let's go." So Steve is a man of action. So we tested the Entree concept first with the two winning businesses who obtained loans at the Shark Tank event in 2019. They gave us a chance to kind of build out our operation and start getting our volunteer group together. So fast forwarding to today, we have got 7 performing loans on the books totaling approximately $300,000. So even though Entree is almost 2 years old now, we still have no paid employees. We're run 100% with volunteer support. So Entree's volunteer business advisors, board of directors, and loan committee, which all include PEP graduates, they form the core of our volunteer support, and we couldn't do it without them. So thanks to all of you in the room and those online for helping us get where we are. So now I've got some late-breaking news for you. Just last week, we were informed that the Treasury Department approved for Entree Capital a $125,000 technical assistance grant. Now, what a TA grant is, you can't use the money for loans, but you can use it for your back office and help build out your operations. So what that does for us is it enables us to take all the money that's raised and basically put them all directly into loans instead of operating expense. So having put our track record together, just last month, we went ahead and filed our formal application to become a CDFI with the U.S. Treasury. And we're hopeful that with the approval of the grant, that we're on the right track, and we'll hear back from the Treasury hopefully early next year. So that's what Entree Capital is. Now, briefly, how does Entree work? Well, there's 3 key components to Entree. First, social impact investors, people like yourselves who share a passion for investing in solutions to improve society. They provide equity and growth capital to fund our loans. Second, banks. Banks sometimes need help deploying their Community Reinvestment Act obligations, meeting those obligations. And once Entree is certified, we feel very confident that we'll be able to obtain some low-cost loans from banks and help them out with their CRA requirements. What that does is it enables us to leverage essentially $1 in equity into about $5 in ultimate loans. Third, the most important component to Entree are PEP graduates that have been made bankable through PEP's program, Entree's financial training, and coaching from our volunteer business advisors. So some have asked, they said, what's the secret? What's the secret to successfully loaning money to returning citizens? And, the answer is it's the same as loaning money to anybody. Character. I mean, you ask any banker what's the most important criteria in underwriting a loan request, and they'll tell you the character of the borrower. Unfortunately, PEP is in the character restoration business, and the record shows that nobody does it better. So we believe that just as PEP graduates make excellent citizens and employees, PEP graduates can also make excellent commercial loan customers. So now I'd like to introduce you to one of those excellent customers, Ruben Mauricio, owner of RPM Diesel Services and first place winner of the 2019 Barbed Wire to Business event. Mauricio?
Hey, Mike. Good to see you again, man. Hey, as always, as the first time I was here, I was really, really nervous to get up here, and nothing's changed. I'm still nervous to get up here. No, but hey, quickly, as I was pulling in earlier, I haven't been in Houston since I've been out, or since I moved away to West Texas. But when we were pulling in, I told my wife, I said, hey, I think I've been here before. And sure enough, as I pull in the gate, I'm looking around. I was like, you know what? I have been here before. So I think it was roughly like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. I used to work for TBS Mechanical, which services septic systems. So 10 years ago, I was here servicing the septic systems, and I asked myself, man, what does it look like inside there? One of these days, I'd like to find out. Well, here I am today, and I finally get to see what it looks like in here, and I gotta say, it's beautiful. Another quick thing is that one of my PEP brothers, Juan, is Class 8. There he is right back there. Hey, brother, how you doing, man? I found out just recently that he was pitching tonight. So that's a Class 8 brother of mine, and I get to finally see what it's going to be like to see a brother of mine up here on stage performing or giving his pitch. So, hey, good luck, brother. I'm rooting for you, man. So my name is Ruben Mauricio, owner of RPM Diesel Service. We are a mobile mechanic service for treater trucks in the West Texas oil field. In 2019, you heard me say that I had a niche market that I thought was what's the word, man? Bulletproof to the price of oil and oil drilling. Well, I didn't know that in 2020 the price of oil would be in the negatives. Yeah, I know, right? And on top of that, in 2020, COVID really hurt my business. We only had growth of 25% and had sales of $2.1 million. Thank you for that. Well, this year we project to have sales of $2.8 million, up 30%. Yes, sir. But even with $2 million in sales and a healthy profit, my bank denied us a business loan for 2 additional trucks. They said I was too new and unproven. But I can't help but wonder if the real reason why wasn't because of my conviction. Well, thankfully, Roger, where'd he go? Did he go back? Oh, Roger and Steve, saw my potential and not my past. And they made the loan for 2 additional trucks. This Entree loan has helped me in 2 ways. 1, it's helped RPM Diesel grow into the business it is today. And 2, which is most important to me, it's helped me provide a better future for my family. You see, RPM Diesel is now a legacy. And my son, Max, works in the company now with plans of one day running the show. So when I was asked if I was going to come tonight, I jumped at the opportunity to come up here personally and say thank you to Roger and Steve and the rest of the Entree Capital family, as well as the PEP family for investing in second chance businesses like mine. It's really changed our lives. So Roger, Steve, family, thank you very much. My family has so much gratitude and love for you guys.
So that's why we do what we do. That's why we do what we do. That's why we work 60, 70, 80 hours. That's why we pour in morning, noon, and night. That's why we believe. That's why we do it over and over and over. It's amazing, but I'm going to tell you what, and our Entree Capital team down here will tell you, it's not just the loan that makes the difference. They don't measure success by loan repayment. It's the transformation. You saw Ruben's picture with his family. You see him here today. The change when you go from working on septic systems to standing and sitting with kings. That's an amazing transformation. So here's the deal. We would love to invite you into that. Ruben will tell you part of the reason for his success was people advised him, leaned into him. Is that not true? People advised him and talked to him about his business, to think through obstacles. We are in need of advisors. That's what Entree does. You don't just get a loan with Entree Capital. You get a loan and a team of advisors who are going to help you think through issues. We are solving the problem for that low entry capital loan for the banks, and they love what we're doing. When we get this CDFI, it's going to be an opportunity to really infuse some cash, have that available, have wraparound services, pull together a family, a team, and our guys with a vision will have the people around them that will make sure that they can get to where they want to go. But we also need investors. Tonight, in this very room, we have 9 investors who put up $240,000 so that we have cash available for our contestants later tonight. But we want Entree Capital to be up and running year around. To do that, we are looking for 20 more investors at $20,000 apiece so that Entree Capital can make loans even when we're not showcasing somebody on stage. Breakdown of that is 15 of it's going to be a pure investment, a 7-year rate of return on a 7-year term. You are actually investing in change and impact. 5 of it goes as a gift to Entree so they can keep some cash on the balance sheet and be up and running year round. And so I'm asking you, there are 9 investors in the room that we're calling co-founders. We want to add to that list. I need 21 more co-founding investors. There are cards on your table. I want you to consider that. I want to invite you into that. I want to give you that opportunity to be an investor in these second chance entrepreneurs that are going to make a difference. It's a great opportunity. I'm going to come back to that, but think about that during dinner. I want you to listen to that still, quiet voice in your heart. If that's you, I want to invite you into that. We can talk about that some more if you need to. More to come on that. So let me stop and ask this. How's dinner? Fantastic. Well, look, I don't want you guys to just listen to me talk all night. We came here to have a pitch event, right? Anybody? Anybody excited to hear some second chance pitches? We have investors in the room that, like I said, made this possible tonight. I want to recognize you by name. Mike Coffey, Adam Day, Deering Foundation, represented by Kate Deering, Pat Gocher, Brandon Holcomb, Palmer Episcopal Church, represented by Kathy Trosi, Douglas Pond, Allison Schlender, Chris Staffel. You guys are amazing. I love the way you stepped up and made a difference. You know, we talked earlier tonight in the investor meeting about the high calling of social impact investing. This is a great way to make a difference. You know, sometimes we give, I think, and we wonder where our dollars are going. I'll show you where it's going. It's sitting right at that table. I'll show you where it's going. It's sitting at the table back there. I'll show you where it's going. It's sitting at a table over there. And these guys are going to get up and shine in just a little bit. This is going to be a Shark Tank type event tonight. I have invited some amazing sharks to come up here and be kind of color commentary as our men come forward and give their business pitch. I'll introduce them in just a minute, but let me kind of give the rules for the night. So our men are going to come up here. You're going to hear a little transformational video about what it used to be like, what happened, and what it's like now for them personally. Then they're going to come up on stage and they're going to pitch to you their business idea in 4 or 5 minutes, maybe 6. And then we're going to have some Q&A from our sharks. Our sharks are going to be the color commentary. They're going to ask the questions that you might be asking to make sure that we have a fulsome understanding of their business proposition and what that looks like. Sound good? Anybody excited? Am I the only one? Come on, somebody. All right, I have got 4 sharks that I think are absolutely extraordinary. This is the dream team. Mr. Butler, I'm going to start with you. I want to read a little bit about you, but I want you to come here and stand next to me. Heath Butler is Managing Director of Mercury Fund, a venture firm with over $500 million under management and $8 billion of value creation since inception. He also manages the Mercury Network platform and drives impact-based community engagement efforts. He has over 20 years of experience as a transformational leader in the Houston startup ecosystem. Heath has a passion to educate, empower, enable entrepreneurs. He fulfills his passion through many outlets, including serving as a national board member for Lemonade Day, a founder and board chairman for the Innovation Center of Urban Entrepreneurship, a senior fellow at the Houston chapter of American Leadership Forum, a mentor speaker at the ION Houston, an advisory board member for Rice Alliance for Technology and Entrepreneurship, a mentor investor at Capital Factory, a mentor founder investor of Station Houston. I've got 2 more pages. I don't know what you're talking about. Heath, you are a business investor. You do this for a living. I am so excited to have you on stage to hear our guys and see what you think. Will you take this first, please? Next superstar. For 9 years, Bob Harvey has been president and CEO of the Greater Houston Partnership, the region's principal business organization. Bob grew up in Houston in the Spring Branch area before heading to Texas A&M. I thought I might get that, where he earned a degree in mechanical engineering and served as Corps commander and a year later, student body president. Woo. There he met his wife, Vicki, who was vice president of the A&M student government. Nicely done. After working a couple years in the oil patch, Bob went on to Harvard Business School and from there to McKinsey & Company, where he stayed for 17 years, rising to senior partner. He then went to Reliant Energy as vice chair, running at various times the wholesale, retail, and international businesses. Now that Bob is at the partnership, he serves on many community boards. He previously chaired the boards of Texas A&M Foundation, United Way of Greater Houston, Post Oak School, and served as finance chair for St. John's School of Concordia Theology Seminary. Through his work at the partnership, Bob has been involved with efforts to upskill and reskill workers to meet the needs of Houston's growing economy. That is where he was first exposed to the issue of reentry here in Houston. Vicki and Bob have 3 grown children. I feel kind of like Ruben up here with superstars. Man, I want it maybe to rub off a little bit. Russell Ybarra. Russell started his career in the kitchen, washing dishes and learning firsthand all facets of the restaurant industry. He caught the entrepreneurial spirit early and started El Matador Foods in 1986, the tortilla factory in Baytown, Texas. Gringo's Mexican Kitchen came to life in 1993 when Russell had the opportunity to branch out on his own, taking over a building in Pearland that had housed 4 failed restaurants. Russell applied his philosophy of serving the highest quality Tex-Mex at the lowest price possible to the new venture. The community responded and has allowed Russell, along with his teams and 2 franchise partners, to expand the company to 21 locations, including 4 other concepts: Jimmy Changas, Burritos, The Lunchbox, and Burger Libre. But I'm going to sum this up and say Russell has brought the fajita sizzle to the night. Last but not least, Mr. David Weekley, chairman of David Weekley Homes, began his home building company at the age of 23. The company has been named to Fortune magazine's 100 best companies to work for list 15 times. David Weekley Homes has earned multiple honors in areas of product design, market, and management, and closed over $2.5 billion worth of new homes in 19 different cities in 2020. As a community leader and distinguished Eagle Scout, David is past chairman of Sam Houston Area Council of Boy Scouts, past president of the Greater Houston Builders Association, former chairman of Metro Houston Young Life, former chair of Greater Houston Community Foundation, former chair, I'm going to need some more chairs up here, of Houston Young Presidents Organization, and former board chair of Alpha Houston. As chairman of David Weekley Foundation, David practices the venture philanthropy model of investing treasure, time, and talent to grow nonprofits and social enterprises serving the poor and disadvantaged. The foundation's international portfolio concentrates on improving education, health, and livelihoods with a focus on helping young, innovative organizations scale up their proven models, hello somebody, to reduce global poverty. Whether it is given locally or internationally, Dave is committed to improving the lives of the less fortunate. David holds a degree in economics and geology from San Antonio's Trinity University. He and his wife Bonnie have been married 45 years, have 3 children and 8 grandchildren. David Weekley, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now has come the time. The party starts here. We've got this amazing panel to do our Q&A. Now, guys, you've got one microphone that you're going to have to share. We'll pass it around. I don't think they're going to be shy up here. That's just my guess. I do want to tell you guys, though, that I will cut you off. There's going to be 8 minutes for Q&A, and I do this in prison, so you guys really don't scare me. All right. We have got some amazing pitches tonight. First up, you're going to hear a little bit of his personal story first, and then he's going to come up here and pitch his business idea. Michael Galloway.
And I was raised by my grandparents. And the reason I was raised by my grandparents is because both of my parents actually went to prison. Since my parents lived a specific way, I found myself wanting to be that way. So I committed my first felony when I was 12 years old, which wound me up in TYC. I found out how to be a career criminal, and I chose to run with that lifestyle. I ended up having a son. It did spark something in me. You know, I saw the world in a different light. That still didn't change the fact that I had negative character behaviors, and I never addressed those. It was January 28, 2011. And in the midst of doing other things, I accidentally shot one of my best friends. I shot him in the right upper chest, and it ended up taking his life. The trajectory of my life changed just like that. Sitting in a seg cell, you know, and I said, you know what, God, please, just help me. I know this is definitely not over, but I need your help. I had to make a decision. I said, either I could choose to go to college and work towards getting my bachelor's degree for my last 3 years. I could stay in this gang life, or I could go to PEP. And I ruled out going to college because I could do college in the world, but I would only get one chance to go through PEP, and this was something that I had wanted all those years. And so I said, you know what, I'm gonna go with this. My friend doesn't get to be here. He doesn't get to have a family, doesn't get to have a house or go to college and all those things that come with life. So I decided to honor his life by how I lived out the rest of mine.
Michael Galloway. Investors, 9 investors, 8 investors in the room. Will you hold up your hand? We need to give you your score sheet. So we got one over here. Doug, gotcha. See hands, Pat Gocher. Brandon, I've got 2 over here. Feel free to take some notes. You'll score that. Our judges tonight are our investors because they've got skin in the game. They're putting in some dollars. They get to decide who's the winners tonight. Mr. Galloway, you ready? Go get him.
Things: convenience, motivation, and confidence. Now, what if I were to also tell you that there was a solution that addressed all 3 of those issues? Would you be willing to hear about it? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Michael Galloway, and I am a certified personal trainer, and I am the proud owner of XCons Fitness, where we are transforming lives, and if there's time, we exercise. And simply put, we are a mobile gym solution in the northern Houston areas of Conroe, Spring, and the Woodlands, Texas. Our primary target customer consists of women between the ages of 25 to 40 that are typically stay-at-home mothers or head of their households. And here's a fun fact. This is completely organic, because when I started XCons Fitness 2 years ago, the ideal customer profile that I had in mind was young adults that worked out and were sports-oriented. However, I was able to recognize the greater opportunity, pivoted, and positioned XCons Fitness for success. This has also allowed me to find my niche within the market and grow as an expert in my line of work. And it has also allowed me to create a profitable business model with an effective marketing strategy, utilizing the combination of door-to-door flyers, social media ads, word of mouth, and hosting complimentary boot camp sessions at public parks in order to create awareness and reinforce the brand character of XCons Fitness. Now, what I have also found to be really profitable is that I have partnered up with HOAs in high-income neighborhoods to provide group fitness classes to their residents for a percentage of my total earnings each month. I currently host classes in 2 communities, Artavia and Foster's Ridge. I train people for $20 per group fitness class and $35 for personal training sessions. Now, other existing alternatives to my services are storefront gyms such as Fitness Connection, in-home workouts like Beachbody, and also other group fitness classes such as Camp Gladiator. And we typically compete on pricing, the ability to motivate clients, customer satisfaction, and having a variety of equipment. But what truly sets XCons Fitness apart from our competition is that we are completely mobile and we are relational. On average, a person is willing to travel no further than 3 miles to work out at a gym, and XCons Fitness literally reduces that to the front of someone's subdivision. And we dedicate special time towards building strong relationships with each and every one of our clients, ensuring that they feel motivated, valued, and empowered in every workout session with XCons Fitness. Now, picture this. Every day, I load up my little 4-door sedan with my 13 by 13 foot tent, an assortment of workout equipment, which is pretty heavy, my big old boom box, and my XCons Fitness banner. It doesn't look too professional, does it? And yet I have managed to generate revenue and obtain clients. And 3 months ago, I went part-time with my job in order to be able to obtain more clients. And in that time, I was able to take my annual session rate from 400 to 1,100. So what's the next step? Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you the XCons Fitness Mobile Gym. It is a 20-foot enclosed trailer that transforms into the ultimate workout station. And what this means for XCons Fitness is 3 key benefits: capacity, variety, and credibility. Capacity, the ability to train more clients simultaneously in each session. Variety, having a wider range of workout equipment readily available, which will also allow me to increase the price of my services. And credibility, because this 20-foot enclosed trailer matches the standard of the high-income neighborhoods that I so serve. Now, what's the game plan? How do we make this thing work? Well, the objective is to go full-time with XCons Fitness, with my mobile gym, which will allow me to, again, increase that annual session rate from 1,100 to 2,000. And in tandem, I will increase the price of my average sessions from 30 to 35. But in order to make this dream of the XCons Fitness mobile gym a reality, I need your help. Therefore, I am asking for a $41,000 loan to be paid over 4 years with a 3-month grace period to allow me to rev up and promote the XCons Fitness mobile gym. And I will be bringing 10% of my own money to provide skin in the game. And I'll leave you with this. The greatest concern that I get about my company is, why in the world would you name it XCons? You're never going to be successful. Nobody's ever going to hire you as a trainer, okay? Well, my TikTok account, with over 62,000 followers, over 500,000 likes, and over 7 million views, all about prison workouts, and under the name XCons Fitness, would beg to differ. Thank you. Shake that off.
Great job. Were you nervous?
Where am I?
Where am I?
No, oh.
You're here, brother.
All right.
We need a workout?
Yeah.
All right, so we've got some time for our sharks to grill you. Are you ready for that?
You know, I used to fade heart checks, so I think this will be all right.
We did face some things in prison, so maybe this is not as intimidating. Gentlemen, do you have any questions for Mr. Galloway?
Let's get started. Michael, you probably took the question that we were all going to ask away when you said the name of the company. And that's just amazing how that name is actually working for you in a way that I probably still can't really understand. Hey, let me ask you this. The business is doing well, it's growing. The idea of the mobile facility, the trailer, is that a nice to have, or is this the must have that's going to turn your business into a big success? Is this a must have or just kind of a nice to have?
This is definitely a must have because, again, that credibility is what actually assists me, especially with the name XCons Fitness. If I go up to Carlton Woods and I go say, hey, I would love to run classes here. My name is, by the way, it's XCons Fitness, and I just have my wonderful Corolla, as opposed to having this nice 20-foot enclosed trailer that is a mobile gym. They're more inclined to say yes.
Congratulations on all your success. You've figured out a lot of interesting things that most business owners don't figure out early, and we see, as an early stage investor, we see them sort of burn through cash, what I call lighting money on fire. So congratulations, especially the psychographic nature of what your customers are looking for around convenience and motivation and confidence. It's really key to dial into those things. So again, congrats on that. On the TikTok side, interesting videos. I've checked them out, and definitely I can see why they're getting attention. Have you considered advertising on TikTok? there's a lot of, I've actually bought something on TikTok, so I'm kind of curious if you've considered advertising on TikTok.
I have absolutely considered advertising, and matter of fact, my wife was the one that encouraged me to create a TikTok account, believe it or not. And she said, just be yourself, you know, just tell your testimony, and I did, and I went viral. And I'm also I'm a paid TikTok creator now. So I get paid a fourth of a penny per view. And, but a little fun fact real quick, I actually created a TikTok account because I haven't seen my oldest son since 2012, and my wife found him on TikTok, and she was like, hey, he's on here. So I actually created a TikTok primarily just to have my son see me, and maybe he would see his dad and want to be in his life. And of course, it's a process, but I've become doing it. I've started doing it, sir. Thank you.
First off, I really enjoyed the backstory. It's amazing, and congratulations on all that. And also for the vision to have a mobile business, gym, workout business. It's not easy, as you all know. I know it's taken a little time, but one of the questions I had was, you're currently offering a discounted rate, and you have plans to increase that.
Yes.
So who would that take you up to in terms of competition that are more of your brick and mortar type operations?
Who would that take me up to? So if I were able to increase the cost of my services, of course I would definitely be competing with Camp Gladiator. But on the brick and mortar side, you know, I would have to compete with Fitness Connection, Planet Fitness, 24-Hour Fitness, not Gold's Gym anymore. There was not one within that 10-mile radius.
I believe in August, one of the months you did 105 sessions, is that correct? Was it 105?
Yes, sir.
And that obviously involves the transportation going and coming, or set up and breakdown.
Yes, sir.
Travel time and what have you. How much of that time adds to your total time of actually working?
Believe it or not, so originally I was going to explain how it takes me 2 hours every day, you know, to be able to load up, tear down, and commute between my two locations that I go to. And in a work day, it's about 5 hours. I currently use 5 hours, and it comes out to about, I'm working for $40 an hour. And how having that trailer would assist me, it would reduce that time like tremendously, especially on the teardown time. It takes me at least 20 minutes to load up my car. So that it would make me more efficient. That way I could have more time monetized to be able to offer more sessions.
Well, Michael, congratulations. I mean, to me, it's clear, number one, the ex-con name was brilliant, because I can see all these rich suburban housewives saying, hey, I'm working out with an ex-con, man.
That's what it is. That's
right?
what it is, actually.
I mean, how cool is that? Yeah, I mean that's awesome. That's something to brag about at the country club, right?
Yeah.
So that's brilliant. The other thing that's clear is that it's your own personality and passion and energy that's making this happen. So I would be sensitive to your thinking it has to do with equipment and mechanical things and those things. And when I went through the financials, which I was fortunate to get beforehand, it looked as though your debt payments for the trailer and the new vehicle were in excess of the increase you were going to get from your clients. And so why do it was my basic question.
Understandable, sir. And actually, when I created my pro forma cash flow statement, I was very, you know, humble and trying not to be too optimistic. I wanted to be realistic on those numbers. So.
Well, that's not what folks looking for money do.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely right. But you know, that's how I based that on. I said, you know what, I want to be realistic.
The other question I would have is, have you talked to your clients to see if they'd move from 25 or 30 bucks to 40 bucks? Because you might think the equipment's the most important thing, and they might say, hey, at 40 bucks, I'm going somewhere else.
Yes, sir. And that's a good question, and I did bring it up to them. You know, I've proposed this vision to them for quite some time now, and they were completely fine with it. They were excited, actually. They really can't wait to try out hitting that squat rack, because I always talk about proper form on squats, and they have, you know, all of my clients have immaculate form on squats now, and so they want to try. Well, I want to do the front squat. Like, show me how that's done. And I can't carry 5 barbells in my Corolla. I've tried. My wife got on to me about that.
Great, thank you.
All right. Let's give it up for Mike. You know, I was wondering, I saw the hands that went up of people who have a gym membership. I wonder how many of you want to go to XCOM Fitness now? Yeah. I thought that might be the case. We've got a few. All right, next up, I'm pleased to introduce to you an amazing transformation story. A little bit of background on Juan Vasquez.
Run the streets with my friends, and I thought I was a big guy with them, and I really found some unity with the friends that I had. And because we lived in a certain neighborhood in the east side of Houston, that was our neighborhood. We represented that neighborhood. Walking home one day with a friend of mine, we were accosted by who we thought were the opposite gang members, and I eventually I shot at them and I hit one of the guys. I went to prison for that. I was sentenced at 17 years old. I was sentenced to 12 years in prison. I finished my sentence and I got out of prison. I decided to try to do things the right way. I found a job. It was one of the first jobs I found. They decided to run background checks on all the employees. I was embarrassed to explain to them why I hadn't put all the stuff. I had actually gone to prison for attempted murder. I wasn't gonna put that on an application for a job. I was fired from that job. Got involved in a lot of dark stuff like drugs and selling drugs and even doing the drugs. And it eventually led to me going to prison again. I had a year and a half, or maybe less than a year and a half to get out of prison, and the prison entrepreneurship asked me to fill out a document with a bunch of questions. Well, one of the questions I remember the most is, what do you want to do when you get out, you know? And it's such a hard question to answer because, I mean, there's so many things that I wanted to do, but like, how to get there was the thing. And PEP promised that they would help me get to where I wanted to get to. Monty Pendleton said this, and I never forgot him saying it. He said he was in the 4 o'clock club, and I never knew what that was. And I asked him. He said that he gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and between 4 to 6 a.m., he's all by himself, no interruptions, no cell phone calls that early in the morning. It's just him taking care of business, getting his mind together every morning before he steps out into the world. That stuck to me so strongly that ever since I have gotten out, I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I went 12 and then 2. I wasted 14 years in prison. I don't have very much time left. I'm 47 years old. I believe that if I live to be 87, then that only gives me another 40 years to live. And I want to make the best out of those 40 years. Thank you for that. They said they were going to make a good video, and it almost made me cry. Right. So hello, everybody. My name is, well, hi, guys. Thank you for being here. My name is Juan Vasquez, and like you heard from the video, I was raised up in the southeast side of Houston in a neighborhood where if you don't live there, you probably shouldn't be there. And that's how we felt in the neighborhood. I had a lot of big dreams when I was growing up and no actual way to accomplish those dreams. But I saw people in the neighborhood that I looked up to and I wanted to be like. They were gang members and drug dealers. They had it all, and I wanted some of that. So I decided to join the gang. And I took to the streets. I took to the streets. I'm sorry, I get a little warm here. So, thank you. So I took to the streets, and unfortunately, the streets took me. Cost me 14 years of my life in the state penitentiary. In 2008, I graduated the prison entrepreneurship program. And I was released from prison with big dreams again. And I hit the streets again. Only this time I had a tangible foundation to make all of my dreams come true. They gave me transitional housing because as a grown man now, after doing all that time, I didn't want to be a burden on my family. So they gave me transitional housing. They gave me a pocket full of bus tokens so I could ride the bus all over Houston and look for a job. They bought me clothes and even underwear. Don't underestimate an extra pair of underwear. Very important. Anyways. So riding around Houston all over the place, I found a job at Tascon Industries, which was the largest cellulose insulation manufacturing company in the southwestern part of the United States. And I used to ride the bus all the way from the south side of Houston to the Northwest Transit Center where the bus service ends and ride a bicycle another 30 minutes just to get to the job. And I did this over and over and over. And guess what? I used to sing on my bike. I'm a karaoke country singer, by the way. So I used to sing on my bike. I was just a happy man. I was free. I was living my life. But I poured myself into my job. I learned how to install the material they make as a laborer installer in the beginning. Eventually, they made me a crew leader, which was fun. And then they promoted me to manager of the entire company, where they taught me Excel spreadsheets. They taught me QuickBooks. Yeah, profit and loss statements, accounts receivables and payables. The boss would come and ask for a sheet every morning. He wants to know what we got coming in. Wonderful. But the thing that I learned the most from QuickBooks was that the manager wasn't making any money. Yeah. Right. The guys that were making all the money were the contract salesmen and commissions. Yeah, so what I decided to do was train somebody to do my job so that I could become a contractor salesman as well. I got big dreams. I created a network of custom home builders, remodelers, sheetrockers, because they go hand in hand with insulation, metal building builders. I have a big one in Brazoria. Air conditioning technicians that tell their customers that they need to upgrade their insulation or their air conditioner is not going to work properly. It's true, common sense. And restoration companies. Lord knows we've had to use a lot of those in Houston these past few years. Right? But I got big dreams, and I remembered in my cells that when I was in the prison entrepreneurship program, a guest volunteer had visited us, particularly my class, in 2008, and it was David Weekley. That's right. So what I did is I decided to write David Weekley a letter. Now, I didn't have his personal contact information, so I just picked a random email off online, and I sent an email that said something like, "Hello, Mr. Weekley. We met in prison. I'd like to discuss some business with you." I mean, it's a match made in heaven. I'm an installation salesman. He's a home builder. I could just imagine the face of the person that had to give him that email. But Mr. Weekley took the time to actually write me back from a random email. And in his email, he explained that the transition from the material that he was using to the one that I was offering logistically was, pretty big and probably something that we couldn't really tackle. And since I have you here in person, I just want to say thank you for actually emailing me back. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. So these past 12 years I've been out have been wonderful. Greatest Greatest years of my life, right? 13 years now, right? And my wife, Vanessa, back there, and I own a home. Yeah, that's right. And we're planning on a family now.
You built that home.
The question, yes. Yeah. Yeah, right. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to get good points here. Hold on. So, that's right. So, but the last 4 years as a contractor salesman, guys, have been the best. I've sold $100,000 every month for the past 2.5 years. Right. That's 1.2 million a year. And I got big dreams. So I saved, and I saved, and I saved some more. And now I'm here to present to you Insulate LLC. Insulate LLC is an installation company. We install spray foam insulation, open cell and closed cell, traditional fiberglass, cellulose, rock wool, any insulation you want. We even soundproof. We're insured and bonded. No, there's more here. We're insured and bonded. And as of 2 weeks ago, we opened up shop 2 weeks ago. And I've performed 8 jobs for a total of $30,000 already. Yeah. We milestoned our first payrolls. That was cool, paying the guys. That was awesome. They were happy too. We're doing great, guys, but I'm at 100,000 in sales. I still have all of my customers. They haven't gone anywhere. They're all with me. So what I'm here today to ask for is a $30,000 line of credit just to continue operations, cover payroll, and purchase more materials as my net 30 and my net 45 customers' checks clear the bank. They're in there. Okay? And I anticipate with so much sales that I'm going to have to ask for an additional $80,000 before the year ends to purchase another truck, an additional foam rig, which will run you about $45,000, and other installation equipment so I can further expand my business and put together another crew, because $100,000 on one crew is a lot. Okay? So I appreciate all of y'all for coming here and listening to us. The PEP program has given me everything I needed from the beginning. And my cell phone number is easy to remember. Y'all need to remember. First of all, I'm your #1 insulation man, okay? And my number has 2 Houston area codes, 281 and 832. You got to say that the last part it has a 9 in it, so you say the 9 like if you're from Texas. 281-832-7948. That's right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, y'all.
All right. Next up.
Juan, that's awesome, man.
Hi.
I can see why you got your business. You are a good salesman.
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. And I'm so glad I returned your email.
You did. You did.
I mean, I've always known what comes around goes around, but it's great to see it in this case.
Yes, sir. 12 years.
So tell me, how did you come to own debt-free a couple rigs currently worth 50
It's
grand?
actually one rig that I own right now.
Okay.
So during the process of me being a salesman, there's sometimes multiple companies that install the insulation that I sell. It just depends where I send it to. Okay. And there was a company here by a gentleman by the name of Robert Wilson. All right, Mr. Wilson in 1976 had the biggest insulation distribution company in the United States. It's called Wilson Insulation. Well, he sold that company, and he opened up just an install company called WillServe. Well, he's my mentor as well. So when I was saving money to purchase a foam rig, which is $45,000 to $50,000, and you still have to buy the truck to pull the rig, I decided to call my old boss and say, hey, Mr. Wilson, you probably get this thing for half price. You know, you and I are buddies, you know. And I called a friend, you know. I called a mentor. And you know what he told me to do? He said, come on to Louisiana, Juan, and come pick one up. We'll work out a deal later. And I'm in business now because of Mr. Wilson. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's what we do. That's what we do.
That's a great story. From a business standpoint, usually a business focuses on B2B, business to business, or B2C, business to consumer. And you're trying to do both. And will that deflect your attention to being best at one?
No, sir. I believe that the current customers that I have now, they're coming from all different directions. Facebook Marketplace. If you were just to look on my phone, I have 10 messages there from Facebook Marketplace. Those are actual customers, not businesses. But then I have my businesses, you know, my custom home builders, I have my remodelers, my sheetrockers. All of those are business-oriented customers of mine. The metal building manufacturers, they are as well. I have a couple of them. So I think that my customer base has a wide array. It comes from all directions. Does that answer your question? Yes. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. You make it easy for me. Hi. I love going to eat over there, by the way.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Come on.
No,
Yeah.
we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Question, your gross margins are significantly better and higher with existing homes versus new construction, 46% to 21%. Why not just focus on existing homes?
Well, like I said, the customers that I have right now are customers that have followed me throughout the years. Okay, most of the customers that you see that are regular customers, like that already own homes, residential people, they find me on Nextdoor. They find me, okay? I can't control that market because they're finding me from different locations. Did you know that I couldn't put myself on Nextdoor, for instance? It had to be one of you to write a review about me for somebody in your neighborhood to actually call me. And I didn't even own a company at that time. I was just a salesman. And I get calls from Nextdoor every day. And it's because other people talk about me. And I wasn't even doing the work. We had guys, another company doing the work. But it was because I was supervising the job. I was there making sure the job got done right. I was the face of the company. So it was like mine. Does that answer your question, sir?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
I do have another. How many crews do you work with, typically?
Right now, I only have one crew.
And
They
they're
consist of 3
contract
guys.
labor, correct?
Yes, they are.
Is there a reason why it's contract and not just your own labor?
Well, I've only been in business 2 weeks.
Oh.
No.
That explains it.
There's a lot of things going on right now, you know?
Well, congratulations.
Yeah.
The insulation industry is a great business to be in, and just stay with it because
Yes, sir.
I just had work done in my house, and it's pretty pricey. It can be. It can be.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Residentially.
Yes.
Well, and you know the business so well.
Hi, Bob.
This has been an incredible period for home building in the last few years. So you've kind of built the business at a time when there's just a lot of demand, right? Residential, new home, and existing. How do you position your business for the next downturn that inevitably happens, where some of that capacity that's doing the work for the new home builders will flood into your segment maybe? How do you position your business to be resilient when the economy takes a dip?
That's right. So I believe that what I actually believe is that the builders, the custom home builders that I have right now, and the sheetrockers, and the air conditioning technicians, and all the people that I have in my circle are going to continue to work and continue to send me work. They have done this throughout the years, and it's steadily going up. It has not gone down. Not during 2020. The recession didn't bother me. It was one of my best years. So I believe that it'll continue to go up and not go down. Whether that happens or not, we'll have to see. It's only been 2 weeks. $30,000. We're okay. Hey,
Why,
how you doing?
congratulations. Lots of success in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
You spent 12 years building it up, but
took time.
Definitely. So similar to Mr. Weekly's question around the B2B side or the consumers, as you get a second crew, what's the plan to build more relationships with the other businesses, the contractors? How do you scale that when you get a second crew?
Awesome. So, of course, I'll have to spread the work out between 2 crews. Okay, this morning we went and did 2 crews. Okay, I was actually one of the guys installing this morning. That's right. We went and did 2 attics, and you have to crawl in them and get dirty and all that good stuff. And I sent 2 guys to go do a foam job. So I actually produced 2 crews this morning, which is possible. We can do it, okay? But when I get to, when I feel like I need more work, I'll feel like I'll have to hire a salesman, an additional salesman. And I've been in the industry so long, I know some guys. I know some guys, good ones. They're better than me. That's right. And I'm going to get them, and I'm going to hire them to help me, because you always need to get good help to advance and survive in this world. And I really believe that.
Awesome. I saw you using TikTok too.
Oh, yeah.
The same advice for you. You're going to advertise on TikTok?
Well, I like the way you did that, because, see, the thing is, and I saw that, right? So you can advertise on TikTok, but since I just opened my business 2 weeks ago, I haven't advertised any particular brand of material yet. Okay, but now I have this video, and I have all my TikTok videos. I have like 32,000 followers on TikTok, which is a lot. And all they look at is spray foam insulation with rock music in the background. They never see my face. That's a lot of followers. You don't have to show your face. So I will eventually try to profit off of that, but through the spray foam industries, because that's where most of my money comes from.
Put your face on there and your personality.
There you go. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Juan Vasquez.
Thank you so much.
Good job.
Thank you.
Bless his heart, he's so shy. Our third and final contestant for the night is Mr. Hector Cuellar. I want you to hear a little bit about him.
We got to Houston in 1975. Dad bought a home and started working at Houston Post. Dad was always a drinker, and that's what came into our lives early as young men. We were taught to be a man was good to drink, and that's what we did. What we did is we drank with Dad at a young age. And we started going to high school, and we started drinking in high school. We started drinking on the bus, started drinking after school, and before you know it, we're small little alcoholics running around. I joined the Army. Well, of course, we're taught more to be in the Army is to drink, and we drank more. Finally got out of the Army, met my wife, first wife, and we got married. The drinking kept going. I had 4 daughters. Between them 4 daughters, I went to prison 3 times for driving while intoxicated. On my 6th DWI, I was offered a 25-year sentence because my truck hit a state trooper's vehicle, and it was aggravated assault with intent to cause bodily injury. They dropped the aggravated assault charge and ended up giving me a 4-year sentence. Shortly after that, Marcus Hill came and recruited me out of my unit, brought me to the Cleveland unit, and my journey with PEP started then. I did get separated because I got out and I drank. It hurt me a lot to relapse. I got separated. It didn't hurt me at all when PEP really separated me. I felt like they had every reason to. However, I kept with PEP and they kept with me. We never lost kind of communication. So shortly after I got separated from PEP, I met this woman, love of my life, Anita.
I remember in the mornings, Hector, I would be in the bedroom and I could hear a can of beer pop open, and I would be like, what was that? And the moment he would get up in the mornings, he would set himself up to get out and get drunk every day. And it was a terrible, terrible mess all the time. But I continued to believe in him. I always believed in him. I always knew he had it in him.
And that was part of my sobriety, to always stay sober for her. It was an encouragement to stay sober. And that's what we did. I took it one day at a time. Every morning I would say, just for today, I wasn't going to drink. And within me, I did stop, and the good Lord helped me.
All right, so what do you...
Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, Hector got a call. After working very diligently to get his pitch prepared, he got a call that his mother was rushed to the hospital in an ambulance with a heart issue. He pulled up and he took off to go see his mom in Bastrop. Very worried. Yesterday, Hector had lost his father the month before. So it was super important for him to go over there. So he rushed over to Bastrop. He's there ministering to his mom right now. He wasn't able to come back. He wants to be by her side. He wasn't able to give the pitch tonight that he wanted to because he has recognized something more important. And I want to tell you that that's why we do this too. It's not just about business. It's about being a better man, a better son, a better husband, a better citizen. Hector made the right choice tonight. He's not going to be with us. He's not going to be with us, but we did ask him today to make a quick video of his pitch. And he's done so, but I think you're going to see he's a little bit frazzled. But like I said, he's making the right choice. Let's show that video.
See when you go down the road. Electronic signs. Because without them, guys, no one would know where you're at. Hi, my name is Hector Cuellar Jr., proud owner and founder of Allstate Signs, where we service and install electrical signs. We work for the national sign companies. Our customers' clients include Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse, Chick-fil-A, CVS Pharmacy, Lazy Boy Furniture, and many others. We're subcontractors for the national sign companies, and we service a 100-mile radius from the greater Houston area. The service we provide for $140 an hour. And last September, I secured the Houston Shell gas station's service contract, where we charge $90 an hour with a 3-hour minimum. This allows us to use one van and one tech, which really grows the bottom line. Okay, so in 2019, we were at $187,000. In 2020, we cleared $197,000. To date, we're at $187,000. And how we got there is I've secured more accounts from the national sign companies. So we have a great relationship with the project managers of these companies. Growing relationship with these project managers is 100% of our business. We are a one-stop shop that provides equipment and expertise with licenses and insurance. So I bring 30 years experience to Allstate Sign Company. We hold the Houston Sign Contractor's License, and we hold the Texas Department of License and Regulation Master License. So currently we have a 50-foot skyhoist and a 20-foot bucket truck, which is a van. And in order to grow my business, we would need something higher so that we can service more higher signs. But before we even get the truck, we already have work for the truck. So that's why we're asking for $80,000 so that we can purchase a truck with the welding rig on it so we continue this venture. So we're requesting a 4-year loan with a 3-year grace period for the $80,000 loan.
I'm so proud of Hector and the character that he displayed in being by his mother tonight, but we also have a program, and so one of the things I'd like to do is just highlight the fact that my team has really been working with all 3 of our contestants tonight and all of our men who aspire to be entrepreneurs, and we dive down deep into the business plan with them and help refine them, and that's what we do. We're PEP. We help allow those dreams to come to fruition. One of my staff that worked with him intently to get his pitch and plan ready for tonight is Tim Hamilton, my Chief Financial Officer. And so I'm going to invite Tim up here, who has worked hand in hand with Hector to just be his surrogate Q&A guy. It won't be the same without Hector's passion, but thank you for stepping in, Tim.
Go easy here.
So okay, there we go. So actually, first question is really timely for you. It's about the margins. So when you look at the gross margins and the net margins of the business and the steady revenue through the pandemic, it looks like it could withstand a recession, which is great. How much capacity is in the Houston region? How many trucks could he put in the Houston region given the competition? Where could it go? What could this business be?
Hector thinks that he could get to 5 trucks pretty simply with steady growth. The real growth is if he moves into construction, the manufacturing of the actual signs, because that's sort of the next evolution of his business. He can grow the installation and repair, but the manufacturing will open up a whole new market to him at that point. That's kind of that's the next phase.
As the business grows, he's going to have to hire more people. He's going to have to develop more people. And, how do we know that he can kind of build and manage a bigger team as things get more complicated?
So last September, he got the Shell contract for all of Houston. He services all Shell stations. With that, he runs a tech most of the time in a van. And so that was kind of the initial management training program, if you will. He doesn't do it all himself. And he believes he can repeat that with the next truck, with the 80-foot boom truck.
Well, I know Hector has great experience because he used to work for a company that we bought all our signs from, State Sign. They've done all our Vegas-looking signs, the tall ones.
But you're going to change in the future, right?
Pardon me?
You're going to change in the future, right? Okay.
So the question I had, he included both material and labor in his COGS, his cost of goods sold. Do you know the breakdown percentage, labor and material?
Yeah, it's about 70% labor, 30% parts, supplies, roughly.
All right.
Tim, this is kind of fun. I've heard great things about you, and I get to ask CFOs hard questions for a living.
I guess this is where I say, bring it on.
This is a whole different deal. I'm going to have to go back to my other set of questions. I was really curious. We know that subcontract from national sign companies can get volume, but it's usually at lower margins than being able to go direct. And so with a little advertising and digital ads, et cetera, can he move his business from being a subcontractor for others to being a direct sign maintenance guy?
Until he develops the manufacturing, that phase of it, he's going to have to go through the project managers for these national brands. Like Lowe's, I can't remember if they're with Atlas, but it's one company he manages coast to coast. Until you can actually manufacture the sign, and then he can circumvent the project managers and get better margins.
Okay. Great.
Anything else? That was a pretty good surrogate. Good job. I'm proud of you, Tim. Way to step up. You know, we've got to always be ready to pivot around this place. We found that out during a pandemic and all the difficulties that we've had. So, all right, now it goes to the hard choice of our investors. You have your sheets. I need you to fill those out. For those of you who are investors and are filling out those sheets, hold those up when you're done, and our guys will come around to get it. And you, just so you know, everybody in the room tonight, we are streaming live, and we have a watch party going on in Dallas, Texas. We've got hundreds, if not thousands, of people who are watching this tonight. And guess what? You guys online, it's great to see you. It's your time to vote. Watch live, whether you're on your tablet, whether you're on your phone or a laptop, you are able to vote right now. We are going to choose the people's champion. So I need you to lean into that right now. Make your vote. Matter of fact, everybody on the table, you've got this card. It's got a QR code on the back. You, too, can vote for the people's champion. Now, our investors are the only ones that are voting for the prize loan money, but we have a special prize for the people's champion. It's like The Rock. Anybody know The Rock? The people's champion. While you guys are doing that, can we get a huge round of applause for our amazing Sharks tonight? Thank you, sir. All right. While we pick those up, we're going to do some quick tallies in the back, and we're going to have our winners in a little bit. I want to share with you just a little bit more. So tonight we've got about $180,000 at play, but we wanted to make it a true competition, and it's difficult when somebody's asking for 20 or 80 or 180. How do you place that out? So here's what we're doing. PEP is joining into this, and we're going to make some true prize money. First place is going to get $6,000 from PEP on top of the loan or with that loan, and we're actually going to pay the tail end of it. So we are going to reward loan repayment by paying the end of it. First place gets $6,000, second place gets $3,000, third place gets $1,000. Okay, while we're doing that, I want to introduce somebody to you who is super special to me. And I think you're going to love her too. Not quite a year ago, I brought on a new employee to take on some development pursuits for us. Actually brought her on to do corporate and foundation relations. And she was just marvelous in that. And a position opened up, and I was able to elevate Miss Allison Sheeter to our development director. Allison, will you come take the stage with me? Please introduce yourself to our folks tonight.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Allison Sheeter, and I am the Director of Development for Prison Entrepreneurship Program. First, thank you, Steve. First, I want to thank you all so much for joining us on this incredible journey. A wise man told me before this program started that tonight is a true display of our mission and action. 1 year ago, I accepted my offer to join Prison Entrepreneurship Program. And when I told my family that I was going to accept this position, working with formerly incarcerated individuals, the response was, well, honey, is that safe? My response was, honestly, I've never felt safer. And that statement holds true to this day. I'll be honest, at first, I was very intimidated, not because my coworkers have gone to prison, but because of the unbreakable bond that they have. The brotherhood is incredible. But after some time, they welcomed me into the fold. PEP has become my family, and it is truly an honor to be in the company of such honorable and upstanding men. With 75% of our staff being graduates of the program, every single day I have the pleasure of looking outside of my office door and being surrounded by some of PEP's greatest success stories. I want to paint a picture for y'all real quickly, just so you can see how incredible their success stories are. Studies have shown that when a recently incarcerated individual re-enters society, he will face over 44,000 barriers to achieving a self-sufficient life. We've highlighted a few of those already this evening, but there are also barriers of housing, obtaining transportation, and of course, barriers to employment. When a man is released from prison, all he receives is $50 and a bus ticket back to where he came from. And when you combine that with 44,000 roadblocks he's going to face, it's truly no wonder why the vast majority of these second chance citizens will ultimately return to prison. Options are limited. But PEP's graduates defy these odds because PEP is not just another prison program. Each of PEP's graduates has the courage and the character to outmaneuver the odds stacked against them. That's because of the time, the talent, and the treasure that people like you pour into our men to ensure their success. It's because of you and your belief in PEP's participants that we can transform their lives and develop in them the upstanding character and skills needed for a meaningful life post-release. It's because of you that we at PEP are proud of our success rate and that less than 8% of our guys return to prison compared to the 50% national average. None of this would be possible without each and every one of you. We are so very, very grateful that you all have joined us this evening in a celebration of PEP's accomplishments. Changing lives can only be done when the community works together, and each of you represent the best of who we are as a society. I'd like to take a moment to thank some of our incredible partners for believing in our mission, many of whom are listed right behind me as our missional partners. Words can't express our gratitude for your generosity and compassion. Because of each of your commitments to the lives of second chance citizens, we can transform the broken souls that live behind the barbed wire into the change that transforms this system. On behalf of all of the men that we serve, I sincerely thank you. You are all extended members of our PEP family. But you know, Brian, I think I'd be remiss if I didn't point out that there is a couple with us here this evening that truly stands out as lifetime supporters and honorary patriarch and matriarch of PEP, wouldn't you say?
Oh, no doubt about it. Now, there are a lot of supporters of PEP in the room tonight, but is there somebody in particular that you were thinking about?
You know, I think that their names are Monty and Linda Pendleton.
You know, Allison, I'll share with you that I'm not only a CEO, I'm also a graduate of the program. I went through from 2013 to 2014, and I remember well Monty and Linda coming into the unit and impacting me. Impacting you too? Amen. And, you know, it is amazing the impact that they have had on our program, on our men, on our vision, mission. They are the epitome of time, treasure, and talent being given to PEP. There's a story that I love to tell, and you've told this, and so I'm gonna share this openly, that Monty visited us the first time when he was 80 years old. And he would tell you at that time, I was an old man. And he's now 93, and much younger because of his time invested in PEP. He has shaped so many lives. You heard Juan talk earlier about the 4 o'clock club that he got from Monty Pendleton. There are so many men that those two have rubbed off on. I've been to dinner with them I don't know how many times. They are a blessing in my life. They give uncontrollably of their time, treasure, and talent to PEP, and they have made a lasting impact. And so we wanted to honor their Lifetime Impact Award with something substantial. And the best way I can think of is I want generations, classes of PEP members to know about them for years and years to come. So I have gotten permission from the warden at the unit at Bell to hang these paintings of Monty and Linda at the unit for all to see. Look at the exuberance, the fun, the reward, the genuine joy that is going on inside of prison. Who would have thought prison would be that much fun? Monty and Linda, we thank you for your lifelong impact. You know, I mentioned I was a program graduate. I actually have a life sentence. Did almost 22 years. But Monty has been to prison over 250 times. I think he's got a life sentence on the installment plan. You know, they have seriously made an indelible mark on my life. And they're not the only ones. There are many of you in the room. I remember when I was first introduced to PEP, we were at the Hamilton facility. And I got to be a part of something that was so special. I didn't think I would ever get out of prison. I desperately wanted to turn my life around. I wanted to be a part of the solution instead of part of the problem. And the first class that I got to be a part of, I was sitting at the graduation ceremony, and it is a hugely emotional moment, and everybody's crying, and I was bawling. I was bawling not because of just the ceremony, but I never thought I would be aligned with such incredible, high character, difference makers. And now look at this room. It's amazing what God can do with broken pieces. It's amazing what God can do with broken pieces. You've seen some examples here tonight. And Reuben, there's some at the table here. It's amazing what God can do with broken pieces. He makes a masterpiece. And when his children who have been successful, his children who have done well in life, lean in and help those broken people, those broken pieces get polished, it's amazing. So many of our guys have been discarded, discounted, looked down on, challenged. I mentioned earlier there's 44,000 barriers to reentry. But you cannot dampen the spirit of a man whose dream comes alive, who somebody leans in and says, I want to help you fulfill that dream. I'll show you how. I'll walk you through the obstacles and get around that. I want to see you succeed. You can do it. I have had failures too. You can do it. It's amazing to see our men turn around and begin to believe. It's amazing. I see it. When a man comes into our program, I typically go shake their hands and I look at them and they won't look me in the eye. It's because they're beaten and broke down, ashamed of who they are. Oh, but not so when it comes to our graduation or when they get to stand on a stage up here and deliver. You see hope, joy, purpose come alive. It's amazing. Is it not amazing? We want to do that more and more. We want more Reubens. We want more Juans. We want more Hectors and Mikes. We want more Don Dawsons even. And we can do more. Man, I'll tell you what, we were on the road to doing that. We were on the road to expansion. We were thinking about that, and boom, COVID hit. It closed the doors to the prisons for us. We were not able to go in. But you know what? Guess what? PEP didn't stop. You know why? We had put checks and balances in there. We were a peer-driven program already. The men inside, graduates of our program, peer educators, leaders on the inside, stepped up, grabbed the flag, and said, I'll carry it. Because that's the character that they have. We instill character like that, and that's why they come out and shine. So they picked that up. They taught classes. We supported them from afar. We remotely managed the team on the inside, and they leaned into it, and they continued the program. Do you know, last year, we had the same number of graduates we did the year before, and we were denied access to the prison. But it has been a challenge. And I will tell you that on the inside, our culture faded a little bit, right? And so we're going to lean into that. We're going to figure out ways to solve that problem. The team that we have got put together are amazing problem solver. They build, measure, learn constantly. We're finding new ways. We're pivoting. We're changing our model to fit our circumstances so that we continue to provide men like these. We've changed the way we recruit. We now have a correspondence course. We put out a correspondence course in 6 months, and we're now sending that out all across the state, inviting people into the family of PEP, and we're starting with a character assessment and development right there where they're at on 80 different units across the state. We have products that we can give them, send them, and get them to start thinking about change right where they're at. We've changed our format on the inside of prison to be more of a team format. The guys learn what their strengths and weaknesses are. They build a business plan together. They know that they learn that their skills are either a CEO, COO, CMO, CFO. They learn what their strengths are, what their partner's strengths are, how they can work together and collaborate. It's iron sharpening iron. We used to take our volunteers inside to do that. Right now we don't have access, so the men do it together. It's iron sharpening iron. They're putting together amazing business plans still. And they're coming out. We have had so many people laud us for our incredible outcomes. We don't just provide services, we provide outcomes. We provide changed lives. We've had third-party evaluation of PEP.
Baylor's done a deep study on us to find out that of the 9 programs in Texas prisons, we were by far and away the program that reduced recidivism. We had Michael Porter, a renowned business strategy professor at Harvard University, has got a think tank in Boston who leaned in and did an evaluation of PEP and found out that the economic impact for the changes that we make in our men made a $122 million impact on the state of Texas when we had a $2.7 million budget. We saved the state $4.3 million. This is fiscally responsible when you take a man who has been a drain on the tax base because he's stuck in a cycle of poverty and crime, and he gets out and he produces. He leads in his family. He leads in his community. He provides opportunity. He creates jobs. It's fiscally responsible. We are making an impact in our community because men aren't going back to prison. They're starting companies. They're leading in the community. They're impacting their families. This is just crazy awesome. And you know, we get to put some amazing ideas together because of COVID. It unshackled us to the successes of our past and allowed us to think outside the box. And so we realized, and we've been given feedback from people like Michael Porter, who said you really need to double down on what you're doing on business incubation and acceleration post-release. You've got the nation's leading in-prison program. You need to double down on what you're doing on the outside. And in case you think that's just me being biased, and I am, if you go Google nation's leading reentry program, guess who comes up? Dare you to try. We've been looked at, poked at, prodded, and found that we're true. Our data is real. We have been surrounded by impactful people. We have had board members who have been on board for a long time. We are tried and proven. We are making bankable men. But guess what? PEP is bankable too. One of our most exciting things that we're looking forward to is we're moving into the East End Maker Hub. If you don't know about that, it's over by the ship channel on the east side. It is a huge warehouse that's been turned into a maker space, a maker hub. There are innovators, fabricators, creators. It's an amazing place. There is an ecosystem of innovation that's going on there, and they have welcomed us in because we have that spirit of entrepreneurship. So you know what we want to do? We want to make the nation's leading second chance incubator and accelerator. We went over there and we surveyed the place. We found a spot and we realized that we're surrounded by our people, innovators, fabricators, entrepreneurs. And I found a blank canvas for us to create an amazing picture on. Branda, can you show us what our spot looks like right now at the East End Maker Hub? You know, I learned art in prison. I learned how to draw, seriously. I learned how to do portraiture. I could not draw a stick figure when I went to prison, and I can seriously do portraiture. But I was intimidated by that blank canvas when we walked in there. I'm like, that is a huge white box. What are we going to do with it? And we had some ideas of things that we wanted to do that we thought would really push the needle for PEP. But you know what? There was an article that went out in the Houston Business Journal about PEP moving into the Maker Hub. And I got to meet an incredible gentleman who read about that and didn't know anything about PEP. And he said, man, I need to find out some more about that. So we ended up meeting and talking about that. He leaned into that. He said, I want to help you. I want to help your vision come to fruition. I want to help bring in a design team and some people to help you think through this. And so for the past 3-4 weeks, my team and I have been working with the design team on what our build out in that big white box is going to look like.
And I want to share it. I want to unveil it with you tonight because my team is so excited about this. Everybody on staff. I've never seen the unity that we've had right now, the vision, the mission grip that's going on. It's absolutely amazing. Let's take a look at what our Second Chance Incubator and Accelerator is going to look like at the East End Maker Hub. Can you imagine coming out of the cold, gray walls of a prison and coming to really dive down into business consultation, advisement, building your business plan in a place like that? Can you imagine what these men would do in a place like that? What we've recognized is over the years, the most successful men that we have, business leaders, have come from a collision between them and our volunteers. A collision of ideas, a collision of hopes and dreams, a collision of refinement, iron sharpening iron, where sparks fly upward. And that is going to be exactly what we're going to do at the place we're calling PEP Collider. That's where ideas and people come to collide, and better results are coming out of the end of it. And I want you to be a part of it. I'm offering up an opportunity for you to be a part of the PEP Collider, the nation's leading second chance incubator accelerator, where lives are going to change. But guess what? It's not just our men. When two people collide, both are impacted. There's going to be an opportunity to advise men, coach them, counsel them, encourage them, lift them up. You're going to come up, we're going to have CEO roundtables, we're going to have a videography studio, we're going to have a learning center, we're going to have, hopefully at one point, a live piped-in stream into our prison where we can impact our men. We're going to create content from our volunteers in your expertise. If you're in marketing, management, legal, you can come in and share your expertise. We'll capture that on content. We'll provide for that to our men on the inside in a videography reservoir so they can go get content from you. Learn from you over and over and over. We're also going to build a learning management system on the inside. We're currently working on building a volunteer platform so our men can get together with people just like you. Imagine getting out of prison, $50 on a bus ticket. Nobody wants to look at you, but the men I'm talking about, we're going to be able to go to a place like that and get impacted by our business leaders, our community leaders who will help sharpen the way to a new hope, a new life, a new destination. We're going to do some amazing things in here. Here's the deal. It costs a little bit of money. You saw that. We are not going into debt to do this. This is not going to be debt service. Because of COVID, we got some cash on hand, but we want some help doing more. The build out of this is probably in the neighborhood of $750,000. For our learning center, AV tapped out, for our videography studio, for our accelerator, for our incubator. I want to pull you on mission with us. This is not a transactional thing. I don't want you to just write a check. If you might look at this and say, hey, that's a great idea, but it's not really my thing, God bless you. Thank you for coming. I'm glad you're here tonight. And I hope that it has made you rethink what that's going to look like when you think about ex-felons. But some of you, I think, are moved by this. You see the business opportunity in training a man who's been a perpetual drain on the tax base to come forward and rise up into the man God created him to be and make a difference in our community. We can push that over the edge. And, you know, let me just put this brass tacks. I've been thinking about, what's your pain point? What can I do for you? I say, maybe it's you're uncomfortable because so many people are standing on the street corner asking for money with a sign that says anything helps when anything doesn't help. This is what helps. Maybe it's because you're watching the news at night and so many people are disenfranchised and mad and upset and they're not taking responsibility and leaning into it. And that's exactly what we do. We're that answer. We are at the crossroads of justice reform and economic opportunity. Am I the only one that sees that? Maybe your pain point is you want to know the best place to share your time, treasure, and talent. Mic drop. Hello. Here it is. I promise you, personal promise, my team and I are going to do everything to be wise stewards of your time, treasure, and talent. I want you to come inside and join us on mission with PEP because this is going to be an incredible opportunity. We are going to shake up reentry. We're going to reform it. We're going to create men that will tip the needle in the great state of Texas and then beyond. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about that. I want you to listen to the small voice in your heart. If you want to be on target with us, if you want to be on mission, please fill out this card. I put 3 very simple things in there for you. I'd like to further PP's mission with a gift. I'm interested in becoming a co-founder investor, like our 9 investors tonight. I'm interested in volunteering as a business advisor. I want your time, treasure, or talent. You can also scan this with a QR code and do this online. Please consider coming on mission with us. It's a relationship. I want to do a deep dive. I'll pull the curtain back. You can come look inside, lift up the hood, see what's going on. Carte blanche. My team and I will share everything with you. I'll bring you on as a thought partner. We'll figure out, we'll solve problems. Will you come and join us? I didn't hear anything. Will you come and join us? All right. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit passionate about that. I get that. But I'm serious. Please consider. If you need to talk to me more about some of these components, I'm happy to do that. This is amazing. My team and I, several years ago, decided that what we were doing in PP is worthy of our life's work. I mean that. I'm not going to rest until we have the nation's leading second chance incubator accelerator. I want you to be there. But tonight we came for a pitch competition. I want to give you some results of that. I know some guys are nervous about that. Do we have answers yet? Nobody's brought me a card yet to tell me who's won. Our surrogate's coming up here, and I'm not sure if that's going to be fair yet or not. Surrogates labor too, that is fair. To do this, let me remind everybody, so our guys pitched for a certain amount of money. Our investors have taken a look and they've graded each one of those. We've got our answers, I think, 3, 2, 1. I would remind you that PP's leaning into that, so there is prize money. That money goes on the end of their loan. So we are rewarding people leaning into that loan, paying off. I would like to ask Mr. Steve Hausman, also Managing Director of Entree Capital, the very beginnings of that, to come up here with me, and we'll take a picture with our winners. Is that okay with you? Will you be MC since I've got to hold this check?
I do. You hold on to Steve. I got this. Okay. Third place in tonight's pitch competition is All State Signs. Hector Cuellar. You're going to have to do in front of take it in front of the screen. Huh? In front of the screen.
Let's take it in front of Hector. How's that sound? Can you put Hector back up there?
He's accepting remotely. Okay. Second place in tonight's competition, Ex-Cons Fitness. Come on, Mikey. Okay, in first place, our shy, bashful, quiet wallflower, Juan Vasquez, Insulate LLC.
All right. I mentioned to you that we've got an online presence that was watching and voting. And some of you, I saw you pick up your QR codes and voted. It is amazing to me. We had a landslide victory for our online presence for the People's Champion. And I'll just remind you that our friends at Gringos, thank you, Russell, have provided a party for 20 for the People's Champion winner. So the fiesta is going down in just a little bit. Tonight's People's Champion spoke about character. It was Hector Cuellar, who's at home with his mother. I love that. Because you know what? I think everybody online and you that voted today realize it's always character. It's always character. It's not curriculum. It's character that makes the difference. Our guys get that. And the guys who come up on stage, it's because they've opened up their books, they've opened up their lives, they've opened up their dreams, they have been transparent, and they've had character. This has been an amazing night. I love showcasing our guys. And so I want you, once again, I want you to think about coming on mission with us. I want you to think of what that would look like. If you want some more information, I'm happy to help. We always pray out of a program too. So I want to close the night out with a very short prayer. Lord God, your will, nothing more, nothing less. In the name of Jesus, amen. I came in a minute early, and I want you guys to enjoy your night, mingle. Let's get together. I want to talk to some of you. Thank you for those of you who are online. I appreciate your vote. This has been an amazing night. We love you guys.
keep talking. I'm going to go find someone to bring over. Wait, we found someone. Hey, you got to come talk to us.
Oh, okay.
Come on. So, what did you think? This is
I thought it was great. I thought that ex-con Fitness should have been first because he was at our table and I loved him. And I thought it was odd that the last place winner got the most money. But other than that, I think it's all because of what they asked for. That's what they said. But it's a beautiful night, a wonderful example of what you can do with a lot of hope and a lot of good people involved.
Well, and thank you. You have been a huge supporter. And I remember when you, Brian, and I met. And
You are the one that introduced
well,
me to
but
Brian.
you made it happen at City Council. So we thank you.
I don't even think we're on camera anymore.
I don't know if we are. It doesn't matter. Yeah, we are. Hey,
How's it going? You guys remember me?
how would I forget?
I used to not have this, though it might have been a little bit better. My
No.
wife, you know, she's military. So,
No.
So
Come
she,
on in.
come here, let me introduce my beautiful wife. She's
Please.
the co-owner of our new startup as of July.
That is awesome.
So this is Tracy Fournier, Zachary Fournier, AKA Waldo. Over here.
No, I remember you like it was yesterday.
Yes, sir. So God's
You
been
you
good.
you look very studly. Now who are you wearing tonight?
I am wearing the attire of last second men's warehouse. God throwing being our quarterback and getting us into the suit and getting us here from Austin, Texas.
Well, good for
where
you.
We're located out of, but yeah.
Stick around. It's a great city. And what did you think?
I thought it was great. Everything in general. It's my first time out here, so.
Did you have a favorite winner?
Actually, Michael. So
good.
yeah.
That's been my brother since day one. Believing in the mission, the culture, the whole, just everything that we're about. And
right.
Same thing with our new company, Helping Hand Contractors. We're out of Austin, Texas, but we got a lot of great things coming. Where, just I tell people, check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and everything else because the vision. It's not about the profit margins and the bottom lines. We have a jar right now that is a $5,000 jar, and it's Helping Hands Giving It Back project. And when Brandon Green finishes our website coming up by mid-October, we're going to flood it on all platforms and a lot of things where we want to be able to give back to our community and a bigger vision at bringing the unity back together, and having that love because got to have that love.
That is awesome.
Great.
Yes. There was a lot of love in this room tonight. What did you think, Mr. Hunter? A lot of love?
What can you say? And thanks to all you folks out there who joined in. We appreciate it. And here we have.
Come on.
Have one of the winners, Michael
the
Galloway.
man,
Come
Oh
on.
my God.
Get over here.
Mr. Transformation with the barbells.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hey, fantastic pitch.
Thank you, sir.
What did
Thank
it
you,
feel
sir.
like?
Man, I tell you what, I really felt like I blanked out, but
Blanked out?
Yeah,
You were
yeah.
on- oh my God, you were
You did
great.
great.
Believe it or not, man, it was stepping into God's purpose for my life, and that's what I really felt like it was because I couldn't have been here without God at all. You know what I mean? And of course, I was almost worried that my wife wasn't going to make it here in time because of traffic. We know how Houston is, but she came in right at the nick of time, and that's God.
Well, that's
You know
good.
what I mean?
It's good to have that support. Yeah.
So when are you going to get the trailer? When you can be up and running?
Oh, so the trailer, I've already identified a used truck and also a trailer. So I'm looking at probably about another month and a half to do all the preparations. But before the end of the year, I'll be ready for the season. So,
Congratulations.
if y'all need one, I got my business card.
Of course.
Thank
Of
you.
course.
Thanks for coming and talk to us.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the tie, the color.
Oh yeah.
It all works.
I got used to wearing orange.
Yeah. I bet you did.
But I love y'all, and man, I used to watch y'all come in while I was still locked up, and that meant a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
I just wanted to tell y'all that. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you. You did a fantastic job.
Yeah, very proud of the job
Fantastic.
you've done.
It's really hard to pick a winner. I don't know.
It is.
I
'Cause
kind of
we
don't
got
think it's
so
fair.
many winners in the program. Yeah, it's just. Yes, it's great.
Yes. All right.
Hey, y'all have a blessed night.
Thank you. We already are. Are you having
Indeed.
fun?
Absolutely.
Way too much fun.
All right. Well, I guess I'll own it one time, real quick.
Come on.
So my name is Michael Galloway, a.k.a. Richard Simmons. Come on, girls, work those thighs. Y'all are tigers, rawr. So that was the reason behind that. There was a little innuendo earlier.
Very nice. Very nice. Good, nice legs, by the way. That's good. All right. Well, what else do you have to say for yourself?
Very little at this point. I may be running out of things to say, other than, again, thanks to everybody out there.
Oh, come on.
that
You
watched.
got more jargon in there.
More jargon than
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Well, I'm going to go nab someone. You keep talking.
Oh, that's great. Well, I'm not sure exactly what I want to say.
I'm going to get.
Other than, PEP has been probably the
Nancy.
most important
on,
thing
we
I've
need
ever
to talk to you.
joined in my life.
Go on camera.
It's made a huge difference as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
When I told the story earlier about how I started after reading an article in Texas Monthly, and have to tell you, I went there kind of out of selfish reasons, just to learn a little bit about what she was doing or what the program was about, to see if I could use it in my own company. But when you get there and you see men transforming their lives and truly making changes, it's like the hook is set, and you just have to be part. You have to be part of it.
I got someone here. It's Mr. Surrogate.
Okay.
It's Mr. Tim. How did it feel to be up there?
It felt good. It's always good representing our guys. One of the things, we get excited about businesses, but we really get excited about our men and the character. And so while we're excited about the business, we were really excited about the individuals, whether they are successful in business or not.
Well, you were a star up there.
Thank you.
You knew everything about the business. You just took care of it.
I've spent a little time with them in the last couple of months.
I bet you have.
We do the preliminary due diligence on their business, their finance, and that I get involved in that. But again, any good loan, there's the character underwriting piece, and that's really what we do.
Well, look who's here.
Tim, we got our winner.
God, Mr. Shy.
I am a bit shy.
How did it feel up there?
It was warm, and I had to take off my coat. I was a little nervous.
You got great arms. It's all good.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. It
Wow.
was perfect.
Great pitch.
Yes.
What was your favorite part of tonight?
I think my favorite part was talking about. It's only been 2 weeks, and I believe that my favorite part was talking about how the prison entrepreneurship program has given me a foundation to build upon. Because I wouldn't have been able to do it without them, honestly, guys. I wouldn't have. I needed that support. I needed the help. I needed the guys. Like, we're all together. We see each other all the time. We see the volunteers.
Yeah.
I mean, we know them by name, and these are people that I would have never known in any other capacity except through the prison entrepreneurship program. And not only do I want my family to be proud of me, but I want you all to be proud of me, all the volunteers. Like, I have a big agenda here, and I want to make all of y'all happy.
Well, I just met you, and I'm proud of you. Like you wouldn't
That's
believe.
my brother right there.
What a stage presence.
Thank you so
What
much.
a stage presence. Well, hey, they're telling us we have to wrap up.
We're done?
So
we'll see you guys.
Thanks
again.
for coming.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Hey, great to meet you. Great to meet you.
Take care.
Well, I guess it's time to say goodnight, John.
Good night, John.
Good night, John.
That's it?
All right. Sorry about that.